I just got off a call with the business owner. She's doing $30,000 a month. It's a solid business. And she just spent the first 15 minutes of our call telling me she doesn't have time to grow. So normally I asked her to walk me through her morning. First hour, email responses. Second hour, onboarding a new client. Third hour, updating spreadsheets and sending invoices. 3 hours every single day on stuff that should take zero. Now, she also told me that she's too busy to save time. Think about that. Too busy to save time. Here's the number. $29,000. That's how much an average small business owner wastes every year on tasks that a $20 a month tool could handle. And the crazy part is, most of them don't even know they're doing it. So, I'm going to show you exactly where that money is going, how to find it in your business, and the exact framework I use to eliminate it. It's called the 3T audit. It's very simple. It only takes one sheet of paper. I build AI automation systems for small businesses. Last month, we just took a coaching business with a 14-hour day admin and cut it in half in 2 weeks with 3 workflows. And honestly, that's the part of this work I love. Watching someone realize that they just got 10 hours of their week back, this isn't theory. This is what I do. So let's dive in, shall we? So here's what your work week looks like right now. This side here is revenue work. So selling, coaching, serving clients, the stuff that actually makes you money. This side here is everything else. Emails, scheduling, invoicing, data entry, follow-up, updating spreadsheets, onboarding new clients, copy-pasting information from one tool to another. Now, you've probably noticed that some of these tasks take way longer than they should, right? And you've probably thought about fixing them, but never had time to actually sit down and do it. So what happens? You end up doing it manually one more time, telling yourself you'll fix it next month. Now, here's the stat that should make you angry. 36% of the average business owner's week is spent on admin. That's according to a Salesforce study of thousands of SMBs. Not my opinion, data. So, if you're working 50 hours a week, 18 of those hours are going to stuff that doesn't directly make you money. Now, let's do the math. And this is the part people skip. Let's say your time is worth $47. That's the average for a small business owner, and it's conservative. And we already know you're losing about 18 hours a week to admin. That's $846 a week in lost productive time. Now, we grab that $846 per week, multiply it to 52 weeks, and what we now have is $43,992 a year. Now, not all of that is automatable. Some of it requires your brain, but research from McKinsey shows that about 60% of admin can be partially or fully automated. So, conservatively, you're looking at $26,000 to $30,000 a year in time you're spending on tasks that a system could handle. While you sleep, while you coach, while you sell. Now that's the bleed. And most business owners have no idea it's happening because it doesn't show up on a P&L. It shows up in your calendar It shows up at 11 p.m. when you're still sending follow-up emails. Now, I talked to a guy last week, great at what he does, solid clients. And when I showed him this math, he just went quiet because he'd been doing it for 4 years without ever adding it up. Now, here's the thing. 82% of small businesses, and this is from the US Census Bureau, say that AI isn't applicable to their business. 82%. And I get it. When you hear AI, you think ChatGPT writing blog posts, or you think some sci-fi BS. But that's not what we're talking about here. This isn't about technology. It's about the 15 hours a week your business is stealing from you. We're talking about when a lead fills out your contact form, they automatically get a welcome email, a calendar link, and the info goes into your CRM without you touching anything. That's automation. We're talking about when a client pays you, they automatically get their onboarding docs, their login credentials, and a Slack channel created for them without your VA spending 45 minutes doing it manually. Now that's automation. Let me show you this diagram. So same outcome, one takes 45 minutes of human time and the other takes 0. The reason 82% of business owners think it's not for them, nobody has really shown them what it actually looks like in their business. They think automation is for tech companies. It's not. It's for anyone who does the same work every month for more than 10 times a month. And honestly, most small businesses I audit, I find at least 40% of daily tasks are automatable. Some people think it's too high, but in my experience, it's conservative. So here's how you find the bleed. I call it the 3T audit. Takes 15 minutes with a sheet of paper, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly which process to automate first. But more importantly, the third T is where most people have the oh shit moment. We'll get there. Now, just draw 3 columns in your paper: time, trigger, template. First column, time. Write down every task you or your team does more than 10 times a month. I am talking about sending welcome emails to new leads, scheduling calls, sending invoices, following up with people who didn't respond, moving data from one tool to another, updating project status, sending session reminders, and creating reports. Don't filter, just list. If it happens more than 10 times a month, write it down. Now, since you have that list, you'd also check the time column. It happens every month, just check it. And most business owners end up with 10 to 20 things on this list. And also, when they see it on paper, that's usually the first oh shit moment, because they didn't realize how many repetitive tasks they were doing. Now, if you're watching this and you're already making a mental list, good, because that means you're actually paying attention. Most people won't. Second column, trigger. For each task, ask one question. Does this task start because something happened? An email came in, a form was submitted, a payment was made, a calendar event was booked, a status changed? If the answer is yes, put a check mark. That task is automatable. Now, If the trigger is someone remembered to do it, that's even more automatable. Because right now, you're relying on memory. Memory is the worst system in business. It's the system that forgets to follow up with a $6,000 lead because you were too busy on a Tuesday. Now, here's what you'll find. About 70 to 80% of the tasks on your list have a clear trigger. That means 70 to 80% of your repetitive work can be automated. Third column, template. This is the one I told you about. Is the output basically the same every time? Same email, same message, same status update, same data entry. If yes, and I say this with love, congratulations, you've been paying a human to be a robot. You've been paying yourself $47 an hour to do work that a $20 tool handles in 0 seconds. Now, when you see it that way, it's hard to unsee. Now, circle every task that has a check mark in all 3 columns. Time, it happens often. Trigger, something specific starts it, and template. The output is the same every time. Now, those circled items, that's your automation priority list. That's where your $29,000 is hiding. Now, we rank them. Which one eats the most hours? So you just start there. Don't try to automate everything at once. Pick the top one, build it, prove it works, then do the next one. One workflow, one bottleneck, one tool. That's it. Now let me show you what this looks like with real numbers. Now I worked with a service business last month and client onboarding was manual. Takes 45 minutes per client. They onboard 20 clients a month. That's 15 hours a month. At $47 per hour, that's $705 a month. And you multiply that by 12, that's $8,460 a year on one process. And the owner didn't even think of it as a problem. She said it was just part of running a business. Now we move on to automated. Client pays, system sends welcome email, creates their folder, sends onboarding questionnaire, adds them to your project board, and notifies your team in Slack. Time per client, 0 minutes. Cost, $50 a month in software. Now, you just saved $7,860 a year on one workflow. And you got 15 hours a month back. That's 15 more hours you can coach, sell, or not work. Now multiply that by 5 to 8 processes you circled in the 3T audit. You're looking at $25,000 to $40,000 in reclaimed time per year. It's not revenue, that's pure margin. It drops straight to your bottom line. And here's the thing. The automation doesn't call in sick, doesn't forget, it doesn't need a vacation, and it runs the same at 3 a.m., the same way it runs at 3 p.m. Let me tell you one more thing before I let you go. Not all automations is the same. There are 3 levels. Level 1 is notifications. Something happens, you get alerted. New lead, Slack ping. Payment failed, email alert. These take 10 minutes to build. Now they eliminate the I didn't know about it problem. Level 2 is actions. So something happens, the system does something. Lead fills a form, they get a welcome email and a calendar link. Client pays, they get onboarded. These take an hour or 2 to build, and this is where the most of your 3T audit wins live. Now level 3 is decisions. So the system doesn't just act, it thinks. AI qualifies your leads, AI drafts your support responses, and AI routes clients to the right person based on their answers. This is where disproportionate returns live. Now, most businesses should spend their first month on level 1 and level 2. That alone saves 10 to 20 hours a week. Then level 3 is where the real leverage is. But you need the foundation first. So let's do a quick recap. 1, 36% of your week is admin. 60% of that is automatable. That's $26,000 to $30,000 a year you're bleeding. 2, the 3T audit. Time, trigger, template. Takes 15 minutes, finds your automation priority list. 3, just start with one workflow. The one that eats the most hours. Automate it, prove it works, then stack. 4, 3 levels. Notifications, actions, decisions. Start at level 1, build up. Now the good news, this is one of the easiest problems in business to fix. It's not a mindset issue. It's not a market issue. It's a system issue. And systems are fixable. Now, if you've been doing the math in your head while watching this, and a lot of people do, and you're thinking, I wonder what this looks like for my specific business. That's exactly what the free audit answers. Just go to digitalcallum.com. There's a free automation audit on the homepage. You just fill out a 2-minute form, and I record a personalized 5-minute Loom video showing you exactly which workflows to automate first and what the ROI looks like for your specific business. No pitch, no call required, just the audit. You don't need to understand how any of this works. You just need to know what it does for your business. That's the difference between a business owner and a technician. And also, if you're a coach or a consultant watching this, go do the 3T audit tonight. You didn't start your business to spend your nights sending follow-up emails and updating spreadsheets. You started it because you're good at the actual thing. Automation just gets the busy work out of the way so you can go back to doing what you're actually good at. And I promise you'll find at least $10,000 worth in wasted time hiding in your calendar. So once again, I'm Mike's, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!